Testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
The judge ascribed unto himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, doesn't have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. Today, the judge had indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent, that immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt will compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy, I see the government proceeding to expose national security operations, especially about expenditure during elections to keep this country safe from threats to the elections. It's left with the wisdom of the judge. The next thing is the defendants, the former ministers of the former officials of government cannot stand trial. Why? Under the due process clause that we have in fact, our cases like the Wallow versus Wallow, the landmark case on due process, before you are convicted, you have the right to question the witnesses, to produce evidence in your favor in order to exonerate yourself.
From the beginning of this process, now under today, from the onset, we have built a prosecution that will now point a wrong finger behind a wrong person. We must make sure that the investigation is very thorough, very, very thorough, to the extent that when we say you are the doer of the act, there should be nothing else. What we have done is that we are going to go after people who are suspected to be the committer of any offense to make sure that the evidence is cogent, conclusive, and the evidence must meet all the quality of tests of evidence. And so we brought these people to court. We are not pretending about it. Evidence are overwhelming, and those who collected the evidence, those are trained, tested, and well-informed people in the criminal justice system. They have made no mistake, and you will see it from now on.
If John agreed to what they want him to do, they will give him 50,000 and they will take his family from there to Europe. So in them, they get the first place 2,000 to John. So after who received it, to turn it over. After gave the 2,000, and we still got the 2,000 in our possession. Yesterday, from Saturday, they gave John a phone, and John used that phone to send me message. And through the messages, we even did a calling. We did a calling. They said that they were monitoring all of the conversation. They are tapping on all of the family land. They know everybody. They even threatened to arrest my sister, Rosella Yanti. They said because she was the one that accompanied John to Ghana. So we are not safe. Our family is not safe.
My name is Linda Yanti, or sister to John Yanti. While I made for them to release my brother on Sunday, but on Saturday, they've been torturing him, talking to him. They even gave 6 pages, statement and answer, question and answer. What for them to say? Because according to the guy who brought John to the country, he said that John and the people in prison, they own the same land. So for that reason, Reverend did a statement to John to make it new from what the people in prison having.
From the beginning of this process, now only today, from the onset, we have built a prosecution that will now point a wrong finger behind a wrong person. We must make sure that the investigation is very thorough, very, very thorough, to the extent that when we say you are the doer of the act, there should be nothing else. What we have done is that we are going to go after people who are suspected to be the committer of any offense to make sure that the evidence is cogent, conclusive, and the evidence must meet all the quality of tests of evidence. And so we brought these people to court. We are not pretending about it. Evidence are overwhelming, and those who collected the evidence, those are trained, tested, and well-informed people in the criminal justice system.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisan's word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Who keeps watch over us day and night, we can't help but bless his holy name. He is faithful, he is true, he is marvelous. What a God we serve. He is the good God, great God. We bless his holy name. Today, again, every day is a good day. But what good is the day if you got no money? So we are giving our 4,000 today, the King's Cash giveaway. You want to take 4,000 on Tuesday. Good amount. Sounds small, but can do significant things, big things. So you don't want to miss out on it. You can take it for just $1 or 50 cents or 70 cents US. And then you have 4,000 in your pocket. At least you will be amongst the millionaires. Yes, 4,000 or the thousandaires, and that will take you to the millionaires, because as you play as many times as you can, then you will move from 1,000, 1,000 DN, because it ends with D, 1,000 DN to a millionaire. So you can try that. Also, the Liberty Fortune Squash and Win, you want to take advantage of that. That is 1,000 United States dollars. 1,000. Blaze got 1,000 at the weekend. She played and she got 1,000 United States dollars. 1,000. You want to be the same. Just squash and win the Liberty Fortune Squash and Win game. And then you can take your 1,000. Yeah, that takes you to a higher level in the 1,000 DN category. Sylvester Croman, Benson, W. Victor, Doe Community. It says Lou Blackmore, Clady Allison, Sam Coleman, FDA, Bernard Pham, my dear Gion brother, Stephen Coker. Yes, Stigo, good to have you on the show. I hope that you are faring well. Good to see you. Fifth Kelvin Bappin, Red Light, Glenn Williams, Red Light, Kuda Williams, sure, yes. Fumbai Yen, Grand Cape Mount County, Jenna Liberia Town, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie Community, Congo Town, Bapin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Fatu Kone, Magabi County, T. Mac Zackenberg Wule, District Titan, Backtrack Factory, Jackson C. Pony, District Titan, Iron Factory, Block C Community, member of the Intellectual Center or Block 13 Intellectual Center, alongside the chairman of the center, Romancio Latupan Cannibal, or Rico for short, the everlasting chairman, chairman for life, humble chairman, common citizen chairman, die-hard Jowian. Good to have you on, Mr. Chairman. There's Gruyalo Mountain, Douala General Market, Peter Tukpa, Dupont Road, Stephen Yakari, District 2, Lower Magibi County, Otto, Juju One Way, Clarence Dwell, my dear Southeastern sister Dwight from Minnesota, the United States. Good to have you on. I hope that you are good. There's Wewelin, Allison, Harper, Maryland County, James, Monyela, Dupont Row, Aloysius Gapu, the Barcelona man, FCB, Block C, Iron Factory, Daha Barcelona, argue. Men never give on Baga. Even if you leave in Baga 1,000 goals, the men will still be arguing that Baga will make it. This is what we call loyalists. Navarro's M, Toronto, Canada, David Flomo, George, GSA Road, Ralph Cooper, Denver, Colorado, Joshua Morris, Charlton Smith, Samuel Kofi Woods, Jinion, Jack Foley, Tomby Kai, Broadville Bible College. And the names are just running down like river flowing down the hill. Can get all of you recognized because time is of the essence. Mr. and Mrs. Gabriel Mann, from Broadville, you people are following both online, the TV, and radio. Thank you so much. Good to know that you people are following. CDC Success Papi Keita, Dupont Row. You are on. Okay, good. Can run through all. I beg you. You people are coming in your hundreds. That's good. Time is of the essence. So, what we've got on our afternoon plate, let's start not in Liberia, out of Liberia, but a serious political implication that which has affected and still affecting the African continent. These are the leaders who often accuse other people of being politically immoral, that it is wrong to stay on in power, yet they show the irony of their very message to other people. I am talking about Uganda and Yoweri Museveni. He is 80 years old. He is 80, and he has amended the Constitution and is running for the seventh term. For the seventh term. What that means is he wants or has decided to die in office. That's the African political instinct. He is 80 years old. He is running for the seventh term, amended the Constitution a couple of times, just so that he will be given the right to contest. And he is 80. So it means he will die in office. He wants to die in office, and he will die in office because at 80, probably at 90, he might amend the Constitution again. And then at 100, if he reaches 100, he will amend it again. So he is the president for life. I think the people of Uganda just need to declare him president for life. And then when he dies, then they can go back to constitutional normality, because right now it is not normal. No, it is abnormality politically in that country. Too bad, African leaders. Yes. Then there's this one, aside from politics, which is devilish. But that's what happens. No reason why some people would not want to come back to Liberia. Liberians wouldn't want to come. Some Liberians wouldn't want to come back to Liberia. They prefer to stay wherever they are around the world, the United States, Canada, Germany, Italy, France, wherever. They prefer to be there. Mm? For whatever the reason they stay off. They have their individual reasons. This is not to say that bad people are not in other countries. Bad people all over the world. Bad people mix up with good people. But there are Satanists amongst the good people and bad people. Because Satan's only goal is to kill. There is no mention of Satan just being a bad man. You can be a bad person, but you can reach the point of killing another person. If Satanist is that person with Satan's instinct to kill, to destroy. Jesus couldn't have explained this to us any better when he said in John 10:10, his goal is to steal, kill, and destroy. He is the killer. He's referred to as the king of death. So anybody who thinks about death, that person is a Satanist. Anybody who plans to take the life of another person is a Satanist. Here is a lady, according to the information we received, did several remittances to get her house constructed so that at the close of the day, she could come back home and relax as others have done. They back home, they relax, because you don't want to be in a country that is not really yours. When I say not really yours, the way you feel comfortable in Liberia, you do things, the atmosphere, you're not in a tight security situation, you're not, the atmosphere is not that restrictive, even though there's no system. But at least you feel comfortable. Even people, Ghanaians, stay in America, any part of the world, at a certain point in time, they go back. All around the world, they do that. But the Satanists decided to take this woman's life. That she had built the house, and the house was on display, and she got killed. Before this woman, we heard of a couple of things or events like that. Came back, didn't go back alive. Came alive and didn't go back alive. And people, others, seeing that, hearing that, reading that on the internet, they wouldn't be encouraged to come to Liberia, even though the cultures are different, but the robots. And do you know that in Liberia now, people are paying people to get rid of people? But it has been that way for a long time. It's just that it's not a formal thing like you see in other countries that people do as trade. Yeah, they use it to live. It is their own business. The people hire them to exterminate or to do away with certain persons. In Liberia, it's informal. But there are people who avail themselves to be used. They receive money to get rid of certain people. Terrible, pathetic. Beautiful house. Big house, as we say in Liberian term. Some families, I don't know whether that's the family did it or other people, but terrible. Really, really bad. Had she knew what was going to happen, she wouldn't have come to Liberia. She wouldn't have left Canada. There where the mystery of God comes in. But again, it boils down to sticking oneself in God. When I say sticking oneself in God, I mean praying. God does not only reveal future danger to the pastor who is preaching, the bishop, the apostle, or a choir director. No, God reveals future danger as well as fortune to everybody. You just need to keep praying. And there is a reason why God said, keep praying, don't stop praying. It will sound stupid, but the person who says it knows the reason. And if you do, because that's how he reveals. God reveals two ways, only two ways, his word and through prayer. That's why he said, in everything, take it to God in prayer. No one knows the future. Only God knows. There are people who, before they embark upon something, or things were set to affect them, and they prayed and prayed and prayed before they embark on the journey. But the time they made the decision to start getting ready, God revealed and changed the entire plan and saved them. You don't have to. Peter said, God is no respecter of person. Don't embark upon any journey in life, wherever you are, whatever it is, without first acknowledging God. You keep on praying. Don't intellectualize anything about God. I know some people say, oh, they're not this, they're not that, they believe in this. Listen, nobody lives on this earth without God. You can have your religion, your system, whatever the belief, but nobody is off the eyes and ear and presence of God. You can have your God, you can have your gods, whichever way, but there is only one God who sees the future. That's why he said, in everything, take it to the Lord, and he will order your steps. I'm not just saying simply that don't, anything you're about to do, just take it to God. He can show you. He saved too many people in this country, out of this country. Too many people. He saved them. Even in accident, the car smashed. 2 cars smashed. One person survived unscratched. It's that one person that calls upon him, that prayed to him before leaving. That's why James, that story that you see, the event that you see in James chapter 4, that what is all about. When James asks, what is your life that you should boast of it? It was all about planning. Those diaspora Jews who got converted to Christianity, they felt that they needed not to pray to God because they were big people, they were money people, they were business people, great merchants, and they were highly educated. And so they needed not to get God involved in anything whatsoever. But guess what? At the end of the day, after James got through saying all of those things, disaster befell them. Disaster. I am saying this to just encourage all of us. Keep your God with you intact by acknowledging him when you're about to embark upon anything. Never do anything without God. No. You don't need to have 100% faith in God, but you just need to trust God. That's all. You're about to leave Liberia. You committed to him. You're coming into Liberia to see your project or to see family. You committed unto him. And he will say, look, don't go to Liberia. They have already planned. If you ever went, you wouldn't come back. But this is what I've done. I've changed everything. God saved too many people. There are too many people in this country that have testimony. Too many people out of Liberia have testimony like that, white or black or Caucasian or American or Hispanic or whatever they race or culture or people. God saved because they committed it unto him. Our condolences to that lady. You know what it means to labor in foreign land. All those years fighting hard, working on a strenuous condition just to get a living place back home that when you come, you can move in and relax yourself. Some people work all through their years just to get a rest at home. And then, so that's it. Okay. So where do we, let's get into full politics now, and then we are out. Hey, the doctor. The man is the political czar of Liberia, whether the people like it or not. He is the political czar of Liberia. Joseph Yema Boakai is just the president, but he isn't at the toe of the political czar. He isn't. But before then, what did the National Commission on Higher Education say? Our pro tempore? I say, our pro temp really enjoying yourself, more enjoying power. What? Hey. I'm really enjoying it. Hey, the Honorable Speaker, wait, Doctor. Honorable Speaker Fonati. Speaker, always a speaker. Was a speaker, always a speaker. Rachel Kuhn, don't be frightened. Don't relax. You're speaker. But Fonati Kofa was there before you. So the man is a speaker. But it doesn't say he is the current speaker. Just as when you leave from there, Rachel Kuhn will still call you speaker. A speaker is always a speaker. Just how they can say a minister is always a minister. So hold on, Honorable Speaker. The National Commission on Higher Education, they've been conducting appraisal of various tertiary institutions in the country, and they've arrived at a conclusion. By that conclusion, to shut down several institutions, 32 they claim are substandard. They have not met the requirement of a higher institution. Therefore, they cannot operate according to the National Commission on Higher Education. They cannot operate until they can do what is required of them academically, and then the National Commission on Higher Education will do their own assessment as per their standard, and then when they are satisfied, they will then approve that institution. But until then, 32 of those institutions have been shut down. So let's have a few calls on this one. Before then, let's have a few calls before we get into the second and final lap of the show. But before then, let's have this break. Let's have this break.
Sibiripila Patala, Liberty Fortune Company is here for every one of us. If you wanna get money easier, liberty fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy liberty fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Promotional. I say we are a big Promotional. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Promotional. I say we are a big Promotional. You can play with your $1 US or equivalent 200. Simple mathematics. When you buy a liberty, you win your money straight. Liberty fortune scratch and win game, make it easy. Oh. Just go to any scratch card booth, then you ask for liberty. You buy a card, then you pay. Oh. Stand a chance to win. Oh. You can win up to 10,000 US. Yeah, if you wanna get money easy, oh. Buy a liberty fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. Yeah, I came the people bring. You happy to pay your children's school fee. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. You know that game the people bring. You happy to pay your car repair. Ah, yeah. So come and we are money. It's not a game that people bring. You have to improve your business. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. It's not a game that people bring. You have to pay your fine hustle. Ah, yeah. So come and we are. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Promotional. I say we are a big Promotional. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Promotional. I say we are a big Promotional. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Promotional.
Yes, you want to get out of poverty, and that's what you do. Simple. So they called. Okay. Yeah, I said that we're going to take calls, but let me see some of the text messages before I go to this one. I think some of you have already commented. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Dix. Thank you very much, Chief. Sylvester Kurman said, yes, you are right. I saw that story this morning about our sister. May her soul rest in peace. So sad, man. It is very frustrating and worrying for some of us. But God there. Yeah. Zion, that's Zua. Zua Alfonso said, my people, old brain is like old forest with a complete rotten roots that only depends on other ropes for defense and surviving. Don't really understand what you're saying. Okay. So let's go. Let's take few calls on this one, then we can get. I know all of you are so ready for the Arson case that is ongoing, but you want to relax your mental tension. Let's see. Let's have few calls on this one, the Uganda story, and the lady who we are told killed, having come down to see her construction. And I think there's another one we're just looking at in the newsroom before coming on air. I think It's another one. She was caught, raped, and then they caught her and burned her. LIB. Wow. So let's take a few calls on this one, then we get to Capitol Building Politics. 0772 2399 33 0886 30 44 97. The Women's Alliance 0777 9803 75. Few calls on this one before we go further. Yes, well, further, just a few calls on that. I know everyone wants to have their say on Capitol Hill politics, but you have to wait. You have to hold on. Things are happening, but let's see. Let's hear your sentiment. Let's hear what you have to say to this one or about this one. Hello.
Yes, Sam. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, this is Hussein Keo. I call from Jacobs Foundation number 2. So, such a very important conversation. I was just thinking, I thought the line was been so basic. I was following regular press briefing at the Ministry of Information. So, Sam, it worries me a whole lot that the commission will be coming up with those names of those fake institutions in our country. I hope our parents, our whole educators were listening or can listen to the news outlet to get the information that was released today. Oh, let me say thank you to President Baka for creating a space that those who he appointed can work freely and they are passionate about the work to do. So, Sam, this is what you see, you guys in the media, you guys who went to school and got your degree, people now cannot give you guys that respect because you have some fake guy who claiming to be journalists. You have some fake nurses in the different facilities claiming to be nice for doctors. Pardon me? But Sam, we've been here for some time now. Since the president, but Sam, no, to be honest, right? Since the president took over, you see how vigorous the different directors and ministers are. Look at the EPA. The last time the EPA moved in and it shut down some mining sites and found some companies. No, but so this is why, Sam, we need to applaud this commission for coming out with such a listing that our people will get an understanding about those fake institutions in our country. Oh, President Braga, you make my day. To the commissioner, I want to say thank you. You see, when you listen to the man, Sam,
my man, don't attribute nothing to Braga. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. What extra Braga doing? If Braga means they ain't get degree, then you can't say the president doing well. Hello? Y'all don't make me to say what the press secretary said about a mail.
And I call from a Proco corner, down Coastal Hill, Weah community. Then, firstly, as I listen to you and I hear you talking about our sister who work hard in America or in Canada to come and invest and to have a kind of a side debt, it's very frustrating. I think this is what is discouraging most of our Liberians abroad, and they do not want to invest like in Liberia.
So, Spencer, hold on. Yeah. Spencer, so who can we attribute this to? Who can we put it on?
To me, I look at it like the level of education in our country. Our
my man, Spencer, you get me. Spencer. Yeah. You don't understand my question. Anyway, the context in which I asked the question, I can't blame you. You understand, but you can remember in Weah's administration, the former administration, we had a situation where I think some people came from America. I think the husband and the wife, and then they had this combustion in the house. What did the people say? Unity Party people, they say that Joe Weah killed the people.
Unity Party.
So that's why I'm asking you now. So who can we attribute? Because they will not want to accept it.
He's the one that killed the people.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. And we are time that what they were saying. But we know that society, things happen. There are bad people amongst the good people. But instead of them looking at it from that standpoint, they were attributing everything to Weah. They say, oh, that Weah was doing that, Weah was doing it. Now, so must we say that Bwaka is doing it?
Sometimes we will listen to our brother who see coming to defend this kind of thing.
No,
then we can start for him. For us to believe that he's
okay, flow.
He doesn't know what to really defend. And he came your head today to praise the decision taken by Commission on Higher Education. Where was he when the Higher Education under President Weah released a memorandum that most of the government, most of the higher institutions were presided over by prelates, and they were in the opposition and criticized it. That today he come back to come tell us, thank you. The guys, they were desperate. They didn't know what they were looking for.
All right, Spencer.
Thank you very much, brother Sam. Thank you. They are the ones doing this, and God will trust them for that. Thank you very much.
When the Commission on Higher Education in Weah's administration went with the appraiser, what Unity Party said that it was wrong, and the education sector is this, people are suffering, they're striving for education, and Weah is doing this, Weah is doing that, all kinds of things they were saying. But you can blame them because they were using those things as weapon against you. Now it's your time. That's why when you call, you just causing Bwaka whole day, you think nothing will help. It will not help. This is the time now. You in your own opposition. As they were in the opposition, they were taking advantage of everything. It is time that you take advantage of everything that they are doing. And you use it against them because you know why? That's how you convince people to get on your side. You want them to lose, not to get 2029. It is not by just blasting. It is taking advantage of these things and making people to know what is happening, how it's happening. Tell them it happened under your regime. They capitalize on it. It's happening in their regime now, and you capitalizing on it, and you will not be wrong because God said, "Do unto others as you have them do unto you." Simple as that. Yeah. Thank you, Spencer, for the concern shown to that lady. Yeah. Too bad. Terrible. Imagine people on that side, the kind of condition they're in right now. Terrible. Okay. Hello.
Sandra, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. As long as there's life, I'm good. And there's hope with God hovering us.
Yeah, thank you. This is David King, and I just joined you from resident. You see, Mr. Andrew, I saw, I don't know whether the lady who was killed, who came from Canada and built a home and tried to furnish it, and then she was running her house, chopped up the pieces and burned in the yard. Just after. I don't know what the story you carrying, but this is why people don't feel pleased. Some people don't feel pleased coming back home. But after staying away for a long period of time, and then you have earned what you want to earn, and you say, let me go home and develop. Then wicked people come and take away your life in such a way. Some people who also feel, afraid to come back and do similar thing that you did. So all in all, it boiled down to lack of security under this government, because when the citizens are to be protected, we only see the police in the day hanging on keke, lying out on cars,
okay,
and don't care to protect the people.
Okay.
Now we talk about the Commission for Higher Education. I think this is related. The government themselves know that there are substandard institutions in this country. After doing the house government, people like Wuzin jump in the air. But I don't know when Wuzin left the LPDP and joined the Unity Party.
Okay,
that
Chief.
you've been blown all over the place now for Joseph Bwaka, who
Thank you, sir.
does not even have his own degree.
Let's go to the women's line. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, you are on. Yeah.
Who, when it was George Weah, you will see women coming also protesting. But their time has come. Their time has come. And that woman dead. Let them investigate it because we're looking at the daily cost. They account for them. Let them investigate it. All the and Yomli, because Yomli that they the one used to be in front. Let them come up. Women die, somebody suffer. And come back home to do something in their home. And if I when I want to play picture, I'm coming late, that her family were coming late for different people. Then the woman can local and see happy to work. They raping women, they killing him on past nothing. And what they were running campaign on. What their problem? What their problem? We looking at them. Anything that happen in the country, that the government can off. And they're not talking because they know what happening. Yes, and they know what happening. The two silent for. You know how the people can work hard on our side, no resting. Yeah? Then the person send their money back home. Then when they come back now, then they come meet up when they come and see.
Yo,
what made the other people, what made it happen to come?
The really struggling on us out. They can work overtime. It's not easy. It's not our own country where that you just work around all day. The people can really labor for their money.
The people can rest, yes.
Yeah.
Get for peace. Or family, she went on our side to deliver her family. See what happened to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's bring on your sister. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sanju.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Victoria back calling from Joseph.
Yeah, let's go, Vic.
Yeah, thank you so much for this topic. You know, that little guy, I know that prophet or website, the one that she look for money, she can't pay or she died me or all the guests that they're taking over from the top percent, but got over 1,500 human beings have been dying, still not there. I really probably the people there.
That 1,500?
1,500. I checking everything.
So, you've been checking, eh?
I've been checking. That
so you get your list? You get your
because
list?
They go for carry. You see, Kuro Musuka, she killed Udoro, she killed in the bar room to web the blog or exposure. That they won't kill that woman. That they won't kill that woman. No one else.
Okay.
So they will not say, yeah, they will kill you. Normally, I think you listen to me. That you want kill your friend.
Okay.
And I want that you call blood. Normally, you not go.
Let's go on the other side. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm patient from people. Yeah, Mr. Andrew, that's some of the reason you see was for call, or tell you say, oh, I call for a new era, they want that one. See how that woman die? Somebody go for so on that side. Campus structure down and die in your house.
So that one with me now, that when people calling, they must say they're calling for a new era for security reasons. They won't call their name.
Yeah, because the point you power saying, that is saying, Mr. Andrew. The point you power saying, that woman death is sorrowful. So bad. In your own country, you can't have a visit again. It's terrible, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah.
Thanks for the show.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Our women there. Hello?
Hello,
yeah.
I don't know you're talking the afternoon.
Yeah, so we're finished with the first part now. The second part of the show coming on Soldier Way, yeah? That way, listen to the second one, then you will call. Okay. So that's it. Let's go now. The ceremony, the itinerary is a bit long. The how to call it? Yeah, the exhumation, that means to exhume the body or the remains, and then reburial. The government said they did that. They took it to Samuel Straka Funeral Home. So everything is said. Today they had the signing ceremony in the book of condolence for the doors. Veronica Mami Do, after ranting, after saying all kinds of things, disrespecting former President Weah, and people said Weah was never going to go there. I too expressed my opinion. I said, if you ask me, I would say that Weah shouldn't attend, but he is above 18. He can make decision for himself, and so I was not. I'm not the person to make decision for him. So today, the doctor activated Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. You know what Matthew 5:44 says? Bless them that curse you. Pray for them that despitefully use you. Do good to them that render you evil. When I saw that event today, that's exactly what came to my mind, Matthew 5:44. And besides that, there are other lines in the Bible that God said, this is how you bring your enemies down to your feet to bow to you. It will look stupid, but when you are a Christian, you believe in God just as Weah believes in God. That's what a Christian does. That's what the Bible calls let it go. Leave them, give them the benefit of the doubt. Didn't I tell you that if you ask me my opinion as to whether Weah should go there, I said my advice will be he shouldn't. But it doesn't say that it will happen because he's above 18. He's a man for himself. He can decide. So today he showed up. But guess what? He did not only show up, but he stole the occasion. You know, the man is charismatic. Do you know that the former president is charismatic? You know what is meant by charismatic? It's not what the Pentecostal pastors can do, jumping all over the place, because their understanding of being charismatic, when you're shouting, you're jumping, you're yelling, you're rolling on the ground, that's the definition of charismatic. No, the word simply means that personality that draws or people get attracted naturally to that person by his presence, what he does, how he speaks. He just don't tell people anything, but people just get closer, so much so that his presence, they would not leave it until he leaves. A charismatic person with those characteristics. The man showed up today. Weah went to sign the book of condolence. It was like, even small children, you will see that excitement. Weah went there, no excitement here, his Unity Party people. Weah show up. When everybody thought that Weah wasn't going to show up, Weah show up. I guess he prayed and God say, my son, leave them. I know their hearts, but show them what I am and what I place in you. Go there. I want you to see the man. Just imagine Weah there. Yes, let me talk the meanness of Weah, which everybody knows. Then we play the video so you see for yourself instead of just talking. Weah went to the place. The beginning, you know that normal thing in our culture now. The moralists then when it's yeah, we are in celebrating on culture, on culture. They want our culture in call for the one that our culture call for too. They can't do it. Usually when big men somewhere, the people come around the beginning, the others, you chunking it to them. That means you're sharing with them because it is once in a lifetime. They don't see you often. So you make them to feel part of you. You give them a unique atmosphere. That's why people do that. Even in Europe, other countries, they do that. So the man went to the place. The beginning, they look at Weah for law. They say, they better tell. When the doctor appeared, when the man leaving, guys, see the situation. The man left his presence behind. Everybody. The people fighting, the lady, the man share with them. I finished wrestling about the man to share. The man is naturally good. Watch it. The man was at the signing center.
So folks, welcome to DNS Liberia. I'm Arson, following the signing of the book of condolence by state officials. So here he and his entourage have arrived into the hall of the section by video. He's been escorted by Fina Bono, former chief of protocol.
Excuse, please.
So here comes the former president. So he signs the whole process.
So the political side goes in. He goes in. He sits. He's dressed in a blue suit. Takes his pen. Signs. He stole the atmosphere. You heard it in the background. Walker went there. Nothing. It was just, even though it is condolence, it is signing of the book of condolence. It's funeral, but you when the president enters, you want to see that excitement. So, but Walker goes to the place is as quiet, even though that funeral thing, but it's as quiet, just like nothing is happening. Weah goes to the place, the excitement pops up, the atmosphere is vibrating. That's all. Yeah. So you see, the other man there, signing, finish, leaving. Mommy Do. You see that Mommy Do there on the far left side, you see how she looking and see her countenance, she's shamed. Even her own uncle, she sat beside her uncle. She could not look in his open face with that jaw. What did Weah do? After signing the book of condolence, he goes to the family, greeted every one of them one by one, and offer, just as the Bible said, words of condolence. Comfort one another with these words. So Weah show up. Weah went there, yeah? And I don't know whether he will attend the funeral in Grand Jeda County, but he showed up. You see him there, giving that hug to each and every one of them. It is a sign to say sorry. I share your pain, your hurt, but take heart. God is in control. That's what the Bible says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 18. It says, comfort one another. Comfort one another.
All right. So former person has paid his respect.
The Pope out of there.
Like you, cheers. Move in front from the side.
And I always like Weah demeanor outside.
So we're trying to make
out with all the stuff, saying all the things, yelling, screaming, and here he just to be quiet. Just waving.
So the former president is through signing the book of condolence. The former president will shut them to the press. So we try to take a statement from the former president and then protocols.
So that's how it
says
was.
that.
Thank you very much.
So the former president had just signed the book of condolence.
We
and paid his
don't
respect.
know whether he will be in Grangeda County this weekend for the burial, but he was at the signing ceremony, the book of condolence. After Bwaka and his people had gone, the atmosphere was just quiet, even though that funeral, but it wasn't a live one. Okay, so let's go on to Capitol building politics. The court had given the legal team of Councillor Fonanti Kofa and others this morning, 9 a.m., to produce a valid bond, one sufficient and convincing. It has to be the value of the damage. They did just that, and the judge reserved ruling into that. He reserved his opinion on the bond, whether it is valid or not, for Thursday. The state lawyer had earlier argued that the bond was insignificant and the guys needed to be rearrested and taken back to the Morovia Central Prison. Let's have a listen from the former speaker, Councillor Fonanti Kofa, on the grounds of the Capitol Temple of Justice today. Wait.
Not a little bit. I'm sorry, you're really good. Garbage in. How's it? Garbage in, garbage out.
Where are you heading now? Back to prison or where?
Follow me.
What do you mean, garbage in, garbage out? What do you mean by garbage in, garbage out?
I'm really talking.
So
I won't talk, but you heard my answer. Actually talk. I won't talk sweet thing, but my lawyer said.
But just talk a little bit.
No, not talk a little bit. I'm sorry, you're already put. Garbage in.
How's it?
Garbage in, garbage out.
Where are you heading now? Back to prison or where?
Follow me.
What do you mean, garbage in, garbage out? What do you mean by garbage in, garbage
My
out?
lawyer said I'm really talking.
Sorry, Liberian journalists there. Hey, God, don't disrespect. We are all colleagues. But honestly, some of the questions our men can ask. No police around the man. The man's walking freely. He's not under arrest. He's not handcuffed. No car waiting. The man walking out freely to get in his car along with his wife to go. Then you asking the man, where you headed to prison? Hey, God. 10 Liberian journalists, man. Hey, sometimes you don't get questions, you're forced to ask. You just do your videotaping. If police officers were around the man, barricading him, he's handcuffed, the vehicle is about to carry him, and you ask that question, it would make sense some kind of way. Even as that, because you will see everything you know. But nothing like that exists. Then you're asking the man, where you going to jail? Or somebody will just walk himself to jail? Oh, come on, man. So the man said garbage in, garbage out. You know, that's the original of Google. Garbage in, garbage out. Meaning, what do you put in? If you put in garbage, you will get garbage out. If you put in sense you will get sense out. The high looking. And how the computer law, the command that you gave, that what you will get. Simple. So he said garbage in, garbage out. Meaning they put in garbage. The police director and his people, they put in garbage. So they're getting garbage out. Nothing absolutely the people have to convince anybody. It is clear that everything was a makeup. They know who burned that Capitol. They don't want to take responsibility for it. They went so early to do a quick announcement of the amount. The building burned, or portion of the building. Wouldn't you wait a day? The building burned today. And the next day, the people came out with a figure. Why the rush was not necessary? They came out with a figure, say 1.8 million to renovate the building. But the building just got burned. It wasn't barricaded. Nothing. Then you came out, you said 1.8 million. Nobody came to do any assessment scientifically by the investigators, both local and international. Just few hours into the burning, the people from the Capitol building, they announced the amount to be for the renovation, 1.8 million. How did they arrive at that 1.8 million? All of these things, you can tell. Now, the guys, the four opposition political parties are calling for independent investigator. They are calling. It may seem belated, but no, it is not. Their timing is working. The government really don't know what they are doing. They are confused. They issue a statement calling for an independent investigator. They want this thing to be sorted out as quickly as possible. It's hard on the government. They released a statement. Opposition political parties joined statement calling for a special prosecutor to investigate alleged police misconduct in the Capitol Arson case. We are concerned and wish to bring to your attention, the Liberian public and our international partners, issues of grave concern regarding the investigation and arrest of certain lawmakers and other Liberian citizens on account of the fire at the Capitol, which was initially declared arson and which the police have been investigating as such. Based on the facts and in accordance with the law set forth below, we request the appointment of a special prosecutor to investigate and, where necessary, prosecute proving instances of witness tampering by certain members of the Liberian security forces. Let us be clear. We support the vigorous prosecution of anyone involved in the commission of the crime of arson at the Liberian capital. However, the investigation has been marred by troubling events that, if proper care is not taken, could lead to the conviction of innocent persons, a grave miscarriage of justice. Witness tampering. Thomas Etheridge. On January 9th, 2025, Thomas Etheridge was taken voluntarily to the Liberia National Police for questioning in the presence of his lawyer, as required by the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The police, in keeping with the law, decided to detain him for additional questioning. Consequently, his lawyer left him in police custody. According to Mr. Etheridge, he was taken to the headquarters of the Liberia, the National Security Agency at White Plains at about 8 p.m. and was subjected to several forms of torture and coercion over the course of several days. He was told to implicate his boss, the former speaker, and was given a prepared statement to sign, indicating as much. He refused and was later handed back to the police after several days at the National Security Agency headquarters, where he was subsequently charged with arson. And then they went to Andrew Lawson and then Yanti, but the introduction says it all. Let me go to the conclusion. The conclusion was, okay, what did they say? We urge the president to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate these grave allegations at this critical juncture. It is not only the rights of Liberian citizens under the Constitution that are at stake, but the Constitution itself. Signed, Anthony at Law, Janga Eko, National Chairman, Congress for Democratic Change, CDC. Councillor Lafiat Ogul, National Chairman, Alternative National Congress, ANC. Mr. James Yogi, National Chairman, Citizens Movement for Change, CMC. Mr. Prince G. Mann, National Chairman, Movement for Economic Empowerment, MOVE. So that was unfolded, that's it. They are calling for a special prosecutor to investigate, to get involved. And if the police knows truly that they've got nothing to hide, they will be open. Gregory Coleman brought two guys here, getting laid mark. The men and two very, I can't say unprofessional, but from where they came from, you can tell whether they are of standard. But Gregory Coleman gave their resume. Everything came from him. So they agree. Police director said that Arson. Then the police director brought in two white people from outside. And they say that Arson, you expect the people to go contrary to what the police director said, the men who brought them in the country, put in the package, fed them at the hotel, lodged them, everything. You expect them to say no, they're not Arson? So they went back with the late thing. Why are the police, or why is Gregory Coleman and his boss, Joseph Yima Boakai, not listening to other voices from outside? If they know that they are not implicated, their hands not in it, it was done by people not within the camp, why they are refusing to accept experts from outside? There are times in this country, mysterious death. Why you hear the government say that we're bringing independent pathologists to conduct? We've heard that a couple of times. Why the government can do the same thing in this case? Why they can say everything as it is, we will aid or we will bring or we throw it. We ask the American government, the European Union, and other partners to help us bring in international experts to help investigate that. The reason they don't want to be open or they are resistant to that because they know what happened. Rogue will always expose himself. Rogue never ever will never ever say I did it until that rogue is exposed. Even as that, the rogue will still be denying. That's how it looks with the Capitol building something. They know. That is why they don't want the hastening with the investigation. They want to lie on these guys, just put them in jail, so it will give the public the impression that they did it. But under no circumstance, nobody can ever believe, even the unborn child, that those guys in their normal self, they have achieved, they've experienced life, they have money, they have their houses, they've lived good life, they have seen good things. They are not poverty-stricken people to go burn Capitol building. They are not people of hate. They have not done it in their life. Because you can only conclude or try to lean in such a direction on allegation when you know of the person doing such in the past or aiding and abetting. But nothing. Jackson Sibo, Abu Kamara, the speaker, all of those people, Have you ever heard anything of such? Have they ever supported anything? If Angel Gabriel were to come down today, Angel Gabriel will tell you that these are the people in the executive that set up that whole thing and try to implicate these innocent people. And God is good. That's why the Bible is clear. God made it clear that he supports, he backs, he protects the accused, the innocent soul. He hates lying lips. When you lie, when you devise lie in your heart, that God can come and expose you. Everything you do along the way, people will know. The unborn child knows that the whole thing, big lie. So Thursday we will know. And listen, the court will throw that thing outside. The judge, the judge too is in a squeeze position because the people have bragged, they boasted that they have sufficient evidence. The evidence can come. The so-called strong evidence, they can produce it. They carry quote-unquote state witness in hotel to lie, and the state witness say he can. They use family member. Look at that other man called Edward, Edward Yanti, your own nephew. So you're saying that you can even set your nephew up if they want to use your nephew as a sacrifice. You're willing to give your nephew up. Damn, the Yanti family. Oh, listen to Edward Yanti. They ask him, when Stanton asked him, he said, oh, wait, when the time comes, you will see. Meaning that the man, the thing that the man will say, the man knows about it. So you realize yourself, you're who saying this man is innocent. Amen. I'm not convinced that the government, the executive will give into this. No. They know what happened. They know how that place got at fire. That's why they refused to barricade that area. The next day, people took chairs from there. They cut wires on the speaker's floor. The people who were manning the place, LNP and private security, they don't want to get them involved. The man who is the speaker now made it clear that they created a mess which exonerates the speaker and the rest of the guys. If this was in other countries, speaker conferring the rest of the people, they are, oh, there you go. Right there, that man called speaker. The state will move for him, handcuff him, and he will explain everything that how they executed that plan. You can see that, yes, it was a makeup. That's why God left from behind them and used that other mumu to go and talk publicly. I tell you that man, I'm a show. But I thought that, oh yeah, he got a speaker. That man, I know the man very well. I moderated several debates. I saw the man attitude. That man, I'm a show. Anyway, the man exposed Boaka. But you know when he made that statement, Boaka felt uncomfortable. He and Boaka and I really in a good term. He made it hard. He exposed the government as your police director. When he went in West Point, that statement that he made, it gone all over the world. Independent investigators, they are attributing now that he knows about it. He knows how and why that place got burned. He said, we created the mess. It's the same as we know how that place caught fire. I doubt that the executive will agree for any independent prosecutor or investigator to come in. But they will have to. And thank God that is We're taking it going step by step. Step by step. When it starts before Judge Roosevelt Willie Criminal Code A, you will see. They will find a way to leave this thing quietly because they know they can pursue it to the letter. They know that they have nothing convincing whatsoever. Nothing. No evidence. Least to say sufficient. They ain't even get anything called evidence. Look at that man who allowed himself. Sorry, no disrespect, but you're the family, anything that comes in the media, we'll discuss it. It's not trying to protect anybody. But the Yantis family messed themselves up. The Yantis family, you sell your own nephew. You sacrifice your nephew because I sacrificed there. You know very well that Gregor Coburn, he said with the help of the Ghanaian government, arrested him. Look, people, y'all relax. Over the days, we laugh. Y'all will laugh. Y'all enjoy yourself. I say, y'all will laugh because they think that comedy, that complete prank, nowhere will go. Nowhere. You don't be afraid. You think that beginner handing that we cover and the rest of the guys? You didn't cover himself and his guys at beginner that when the other one I call, he said Solicitor General, he said they get witnesses abroad, they get sufficient evidence, that will make people scared. You can say your evidence is the whole world. It is how you reason it out. Our counsel. It said the law is about reasoning. It's not about emotion. It's not about power and authority. It's about reason, and that reason is conviction. How do you convince? If you say this is the allegation, how do you convince? The court. You have to give every convincing reason why your allegation has substance. It's not the publicity. Every night in the media, we get this, we get that, we bring in this, we bring in that. They will put you on the witness stand. Yo, yeah, Gregor, come on. You will PP on yourself. We'll put him here. Those state, the people that the lawyers that put that thing over her. That man, that state prosecutor, that fireman, that man, how far that man went? That the man biggest appointment here in Boaga government. The man all right. Yeah, I know the man. That tribal thing, the people on over there. That tribal thing. They can make Councillor Fonati cover legal team. They were naked there in court. They were naked there by way. They will be shamed to come out of that court. No interfering at this point in time, but I can call the judge and say I want that case. And the judge there take Boaka telephone call. At this point, you relax. So that I unfolded the four of the political parties in Liberia opposition, they released that statement calling. So we're waiting to hear their response, whether they're going to accept it. We know they will not accept it. They don't want to accept it. They think we are stupid, but we are not stupid. They want us to think stupid. We are not. Where my man? They want us to think stupid, but we are not stupid. They think we are stupid, but we are not stupid. They've been celebrating hard these days. Yeah, and you had the Solicitor General, you have Gregor Coburn, how they are so excited. That celebration there. That's what the man referred to. They've been celebrating hard these days. Where is my guy, man? Where is my guy? Let's bring my guy on to make his contribution on the show. Then we get to you people. Yeah.
One want us to think.
We will not, because we aren't.
Want us to feel.
They are.
That's what they want us to do. That's what they want us to do.
We are on top of everything.
Want us to think stupid.
We aren't stupid. We can be stupid. They will not make us to feel that way. We know that they are stupid. But we are not. We will not. No. Martin Luther King said, do not allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. You must believe in yourself that you are somebody, that you are significant, that you are resourceful. You must walk the streets of life every day with this sense of dignity and sense of somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel stupid, for you are not stupid. Anybody who thinks that you are stupid, it means they are stupid. So they want you to be like them, and you can be like them because you aren't stupid. You oh God, that's it. We Isa. So let's go. Oh, love here because of one of the comments somebody wrote. James, yeah, James Wawa said this journalist, what he's trying to say, I think he had problem with the question the journalist. He had problem with the journalist's question. Yeah, that's true, man. I see the speaker. The speaker and his wife walking outside from the court. No police around there. Nothing. People moving normally. The man is not being barricaded by the police. He walked into his car here, his wife. The man looking at the journalist then. Yeah, the man looking at them. Yeah. Then the man asking, where you going to jail? Here go. Yaka. Bapi Paul said, thank God we are getting somewhere. Yes, little by little, day by day. God works with time. Cecilia Yakwawolo said, she laughs. She said, that's the right word. Garbage in, garbage out. Yes, that's what the speaker said. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't understand what the speaker means now, then if you know Google, if you're in a classroom and your professor say garbage in, garbage out, the man telling you the thing that you submitted are garbage, so your result will be garbage, meaning you aren't thinking normally, you're not sensitive. What you put to the floor is stupidity. So let me say the way the man saying it. Maybe he said in a technical way, but that's the same thing that Bernie Spears said. Garbage in, garbage out, meaning you think that I am stupid, so you put in stupid command. Since you put in stupid command, you get stupid result. That's why it means garbage in, garbage out. Garbage that what? Garbage that filthy thing, sting. Yeah? So when you put sting inside, you get sting. Well, what the other people, when people read that quick, I get they will go home. Gabriel West says some of the journalists are just unprofessional. Yeah, some, not all. Lucia Lake said, that's right. Mr. Andrews, I know what you were referring to, but I guess I said something that met your preference, but I think you needed to have been specific so that really are for everybody, not necessarily me, but the people who are watching and listening. Josephus Manning said, this weird guy always make Bwaka looks like small boy or something. Yeah, this is the comment that I've been laughing when the music was, the song was playing. Josephus Manning made you bow. Josephus said, this weird guy always make Bwaka looks like small boy or something. Josephus also said that he is sure, he's certain that Weah will attend the funeral in Grand Jude County at the weekend. Edwin K. Johnson said the former president has humor, I think you want to say is, humor magnet, the people's president. Yeah. Sylvester Kuman said, sorry. Oh, okay. You're correcting yourself. Matilda Stevens, right? They are not talking about this sad situation about this lady death, but that we are business they own every day. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. I appreciate all of the compliments, man. Thank you so much, all of you. All right. So let's get to the lines. 0772239933, 086304497, 0777, the women's 9980375. But just so you know, don't win for girl. We just scaling down small. Then when we're ready now, you know the track and field, you can start. Go in and start warming up small. When you hit certain area, then you increase your speed on the track line. So win. Stop, because you're not hearing us talking about the support. No, we're trying to sort out everything good with AB. By the time everything is sorted out well, because it borders on transparency and accountability, and you know that the hallmark of our boss man AB. So we're not rushing. As much as we need you to assist us, we're not rushing with anything. We're taking our time, because that's how it is in life. They say anything that is not done right, it's not done at all. So we're taking our time. But just so you know, so get ready, be putting your $1 or $2 together, so that when we are ready and we inform you, you will. So let's go. Don't worry the rest of the time for you. Let's go now. Let's start with the hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sir Maju.
Good afternoon.
How the family, sir?
Yeah, great.
Okay. This is the brother of Sabu Rasta, Sam. I'm following him for 0.4 to be in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
You know, Sam, that's why, you know, Sam, I'm coming into the studio, I will pull you on my back. You know, Sam, they told us that thing will be cheaper. They told us that thing will be better. They told us that they didn't bring company, they were bringing company. They told us that they had investors. But today, Sam is for the country, they want to think stupid. Every day, capital building story, cocoa story that you will be listening to. After you say you were training 10,000 students in RT. After you say you were sending people to school in America to go London. You want to think stupid, right? Because every day that capital building story. But Sam, 2029, Babu will Divacola. Thank you for having me.
You tired hearing a capital building story, eh?
I tired when I story that cocoa story, Sam, that cocoa story, they told us it will be cheap. They told us it will be easy.
My man, you were here until the end, oh. I guess I will Rasta.
Thank you.
All right. Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon, Uncle Sam, and good afternoon to the people of Gregory County. This is Tommy Nina Rabo. I do join you from my Bowman Bridge residence this afternoon. Hello?
We're listening to you, Chief.
Okay, thank you. The problem, thank you for the topic on the discussion. I think you are steady all. What the Gregory Como, Chief Gregory Como is doing, I don't know really, because he told us that you're having witness, you're having somebody who are going to testify against Kufa and other colleagues. But then we don't get nothing good. So we don't know what he's doing. But
yeah, because the case, listen now. Listen.
Police director for
listen now. Yeah, because the case not start yet. The case not start. It was to the small court. Yeah, that code there, it can do anything big. That small code, that's why they say city code. So it going to big court now. That place now, before the judge now, they will present all the evidence. Yeah, that they say
Thank God, we want to see that evidence. And then
so
we
John
don't
Weah,
understand. They need to bring international investigator to go through that case because we know their
John, exercise
we know their
patience.
motive. We know what they mean.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. This is ma'am. You're calling from State Street. Yeah, my attention to the capital building for the state today. You know, when we are at here, the people can sit in Paris. They even want to see themselves. And it was good today that he went. And as soon as they see him, they know say that 2029 for them. Now what can happen to them? Then the case, Papa, you're thank you because you're teaching us. You're teaching us, and I day when I was crying, you talk to me, my heart went down. Since that day, I know that nothing will come from the case here. They will get their international lawyers, their witnesses, then they bring the people. Instead of holding here and there. How police will accuse somebody, then the same police going to judge a case. No. Guess what happened when they were being phone and when they speak of business and you used to tell us, oh my, you say that. Now, what's supposed to happen will happen. They forget again, they thinking that the case will win. Let them think yesterday, what happened to them? It's just because Volunteer work for Labrador to visit that how he gets and taking him from there. But nothing they can do. So let them start wasting our time. Let them start wasting our time and do the bread and butter business.
Right.
We die, we hungry, we sick. Oh,
okay.
I'm too happy today, man. The fuck by Google when he appeared. All of them that heard that lesson, they were confused about it. I can say, that God bless you. That God be with you.
Amen.
Let Him guide you and continue to protect you.
Amen.
And the eyes of the enemy will not locate you. You will be standing there looking for St. Andrew the can't find him. Let God bless you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Hello.
Oh, my brother, St. Andrew. After Easter, brother, how you doing?
Yeah, man, Sisi. Fine.
Oh, God, thank you. St. Andrew, thank you for the show, Baba. God continue to guide you.
Amen.
You see what doing for the country, let God will pay for us, not him not be, but let God. We are sacrificing ourselves for this country. So I call to say that God bless all of you that fighting for this country. I'm saying the truth when you buy, you can say it. When you run, you can say it. That's supposed to be. Because I'm asking the man, where are you going? The man telling him, grab it out. So then I say, I'm not saying that. I want to get one proof. What is really one proof? You see the man, no police around the man, what's different? Where are you going? What you want to say now? You see that you go greet you like you're walking like that. Let's say Andrew, thank you for the topic here. What I want to say here is that case, my brother Andrew, what do you say? That there's no mandate that we are trash. They just want to hold people in concern and declare that things vacant. But we go and forth, it will not happen. It will not happen. You must get your evidence and you prove to the whole world like yes, you got evidence. Please God, when they call you, you say, please God, boy, when you talk 2 years from there and carry it to that place to set it up. But now the next will go see it, you know, break all the chairs and they play the John and the John Timor. But the answer say, oh, very good, very place. And why they say, will not know, the next will go see the place of the fire. Then you hold the people in concern and they will go around people. So when I agree with that one, my brother, but when I agree with God, they'll be free in Jesus' name. Yeah, thank you. I will not try again.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, Sam, thank you. Thank you for the second segment of the This is Hussein Kewu. Firstly, I'm going to say this and be on the record. I'm not excited by former President Weah present today at the Capitol, signing the book of condolence for the former First Lady. So you should go far beyond that. If President Weah will go Grand Jide on the date of the funeral service, then I will give him applause. But until then, no.
Weah does not need your recognition. You are very infinitesimal, very insignificant.
But I'm a Liberian, right? I'm a Liberian, and he's my former
you are
president.
Very insignificant. How you see?
Yeah,
Real life is not measured by what you said. Come on, Chief. That's
disrespect.
No issue. So, say that to Joseph Yuma Boakai.
Yes, say that to Joseph Yuma Boakai. I listen to one woman, right? The woman said she not worried anymore. Woman, you have to stop.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, lower the radio or cut it off.
Yeah, lower the radio already. How did I tell you?
Yeah, fine. Thank God.
I called to make my input like this. You know, at the time the case were taking over, those people, they benefit and think that the government is consumed from them. All say they must get that benefit back. So that's why you see the government raise all the case. So when you be left against them or fanatic cover, then sue them, they'll be able to get all the benefit and things, the money that women were eating. Let them get it all back. That's why you see God working in the direction. So that my input the afternoon.
Thank you for calling. Nice one. Very good one. Hello. Yeah.
I'm patient for tomorrow.
Patience what?
Pray for tomorrow.
Patience what?
I'm patient pray for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, so the issue. That generally we had to interview for that. He was trying to provoke for
No, he wasn't provoking. He just did not know what he was saying.
You are here, Mr. Andrew. When one of them were interviewed, they get cheese.
Yeah.
He wanted to provoke Representative Kofa. Why you were trying to do? What provoke the man? The one who said, President Weah won't fight the president. President Weah, I know you, you see,
but what I meant, Boaga knows him.
But why you got to offer President?
They know him.
Why you got to offer President Weah? You the man so equal. You go say that I want to Boaga. But I don't even know you, he's passing around.
Okay.
We are getting done. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Weah, and I'm calling from Chicago Factory. Thank you for your talking point. Garbage in, garbage out. But you see,
that is speaker. No, that is speaker phrase. Oh, don't attribute that to me. That is speaker. The speaker said garbage in, garbage out.
I'm not going to see you. I'm just saying my own. I said garbage in, garbage out. I'm happy with the word. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but you called the speaker. That the speaker said it.
Yeah, I was saying garbage in, garbage out. We're all carrying it now. You know, that's who word. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, that's a new term or phrase in the town.
Yes, thank you. For me, I'm a new friend now. Garbage in, garbage out. So that's the way you will do it. You find where to leave.
Yeah, okay? You're right.
You see, let me tell you, President, we are going to grant them when your president go there, you will do marriage. Your president will do marriage. Let me tell you, I'm a grandchildren. Your president go to grandchildren job. We have president, former president, we have go there. You will feel bad for your president. Thank you for calling me the time we have for me.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Where do we go? Hello. Yeah. You only have to call your first name and not the last name. Then you're calling everybody listening to you, not necessarily for me, but the people who are listening to you. And I can call my name or count the show. You can say the president say Sam Andrews, and you can hear AB and say AB Weah, and you can say it's the boy.
Thank you for the topic afternoon. Thank you for taking me to because I try to talk to we need President we didn't down there. We see the kind of people say that they tell you where to catch up with him. It already get time for him. Let me tell you what we are enter great today. He will be respected but not Joseph Baka. So the young people said Joseph Baka will not go there. Maybe that's why they go there, but we are Joseph they march down today. Joseph was saying Joseph Baka will be left will regret why we go today. Because our king, our Messiah, like we are when you enter going to I don't want to say upside down. I can show you they enter going to I don't know what the joy and the not only for Joseph because they are who is for what is going to for. We will for you because following will be the job you are entering the sea. I will go going to be outside the world, no fear, only eat on there.
So we need to let the house go meeting. Then I have advantage.
Thank you too, Mama, for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello,
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, my better.
Oh, my Betty. Yeah, my Betty, the journalist.
Who are our you? Who are our you? The one that person. Who are out to school? The theater for baby. The one you saw who will be. Why would I agree with you? We pray. We follow that. They eating the money. They were very proud and the top. They said the other boy was for we waited for our today. Thank you, Oba. That's our blessing. Thank you. Remember that evening. Thank you.
Yeah. My Betty.
Yeah.
My Betty, talk. They, your son listening to you. The other people listen to you. Talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
The criminal guy will go out and sing the record for one. But they want for that, anybody.
Yeah.
That's the prayer. That particular prayer was just a summer prayer. They were here for me. They don't want to listen to me. They were here for my other.
My Betty.
Yeah.
My Betty, you vet today. You vet today, oh.
I'm not very happy.
Oh, you got the way you can talk.
You know, I say, no, I talk about Baka, president now. That's why we are being president of Baka, be Baka.
Okay.
You know, this one, I put out my day for this one. You have to go from the everybody. We can't eat, we don't make man. The Baka, we have to go there. I'm talking about Baka, what are the viewer? Thank you, Honor.
Thank you, Mom, for calling. My Betty, she can spice up the show. I like to listen to her. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is David King. But who cares about Hussein Kewo? He's an insignificant human being, the president. We are. But we are not even knowing Joseph Boga that he preached on a daily basis.
But you're elevating the man. You're elevating the man. Ignoring the person means the person is insignificant. No, King, listen. As for the women, I can understand. But not for you people, you need not elevate the man. Elevation is, somebody, listen now, listen, Chief, listen. Hey, my man, listen now. Listen.
Thank you. That's true.
Listen, let me end. I'm controlling you. When you hear the people say, "Oh, my man, don't elevate that thing," it means that you're not making sense. They want to telling you that you're making the person to feel superior. You raising the person morale more than you think. But when you ignore the person, you giving no attention whatsoever. The person can go cold at the beginning and say, "Sepe chicken."
Yeah. President, we are present over there today. It wasn't done based upon what people felt about him. President, we have never let the Doe family down. If you listen to the first lady in that recording, she said, with the recording she had, with the interview she had with Clarence, she said, President, we are here for benefit. President, we are here for benefit, but the benefit, what you saw is small. So she wanted President, we have to add it. And by law, the president cannot add anybody benefit. It is the legislature. The legislature are responsible to increase the salary or reduce the salary. Okay? So he couldn't have done that. Then she said, she say in fact, the salary, the pension can go up. They should pour on committee meeting. They should pour on the
Chief, we are aware of all that one that don't take up back into history. Just say we're talking about today's event. We know all those things and we get all the documents.
We are going there today. It just shows that he have gone there to pay his respect and to sign that book of condolence and embrace those people who they said he couldn't embrace. So he cleared the airwave today by embracing the people and making those people who sitting with that hypocrisy to go sit down in a left corner and start to be jittering about him.
Thank you.
2029 is inevitable, President. We are coming back. So the United Party people should not be party around. That man are coming back again. They're joking.
Thank you,
They
Chief.
are joking.
Hello. Okay, you did well. You spice it up. So, the Women Legislative Caucus. Let's bring you what their position. Even though, anyway, we won't put politics in the one year, but that deaf business. So, the chairperson of the Women Legislative Caucus, Representative Ellen Arthur Ray, on behalf of her colleagues or fellow women, will condemn the alleged murder, alleged rape, and brutal murder of Siane Gore, a Liberian citizen. Their statement are running through. A Liberian citizen who had recently returned home from Canada. The tragic incident reportedly occurred at her newly constructed residence in Marshall, Magibi County. Honorable Arthur Red, on behalf of the caucus, expresses profound sorrow and outrage over this heinous act and extends its heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family during this deeply painful time. It is both heartbreaking and unacceptable that a woman returning to contribute to her homeland will fall victim to such inhumane violence. There's the statement from the Women Legislative Caucus condemning the rape and murder of Siane Gore. She was resident in Canada, a Liberian, sent thousands of dollars back home to build her house, comes to Liberia, and then she's murdered. Allegedly raped, and then murder her and burn. Terrible. Too bad. Bad people. Some of the things that happen, it's not the government. The government don't know about it, but you have bad people in society as well as good people. But politicians are so childish. They will attribute it. When these things were happening in Weah's regime, they were attributing it to Weah. They say, oh, Weah are killing people. Weah officials were killing people. The same thing happening. Must we attribute it to Bwaka and Bwaka government? No, not everything that happened, it is the government or the president knows about it. But when you think you should put lies at the disposal of another person simply because you hate the person, or you think that the means by which you can get the person out of that position, just know that it's just a matter of time, according to God, that it will happen to you. And that's what you're saying now. The same thing, I think we had a couple of them in the former government administration. It wasn't done by the government. It wasn't done by Weah. It was done by bad people, hateful people. But these Unity Party people attributed it to the regime then. So God said, but you see now, the same thing going to happen in your administration. So must we attribute it to Bwaka and Unity Party? They wouldn't want it. It doesn't say they did it. It doesn't say the president knows about it. So we have to stop being very irresponsible and childish in our politicings. People were, things were happening against we are officials. Unity Party people were excited. The time is coming that things will happen against them. Should people celebrate it? No, they wouldn't want it. That's why you have to be careful. Okay. So with the few minutes left, let's talk the bad labor practice at the National Port Authority. The guy at the National Port, Dukley, the man had the audacity to dismiss the controller at the National Port Authority. This thing, because president appoint me, so I'm the boss, I decide. It has messed Liberia's culture up, Liberia political system. Everybody, you hear people say, oh, I was appointed by the president. And you know that you can't do nothing to me. I'm the boss here. I decide. So the guy dismissed the controller. The man took it to the Ministry of Labor. The Labor Ministry looked into the matter and came to the conclusion that the port manager was wrong. Hence, he must reinstate the guy with all of his benefits. All. And he has to do it. He dismissed the man on ground that because he's appointed by the president, so he can do anything. That's how most of the officials, Liberian officials, behave. Terrible. Now he lost the case. NPA lost the case. The Ministry of Labor ordered that the man be reinstated with all of his salaries and benefits. So Dukley will have to do it, whether he likes it or not. He has done and continue to do so much. He just feels that because Bwaka appointed him at the port so he can decide anything, do anything he wants. Government officials have to stop that kind of behavior. It's bad. It's affecting the governance of the country. Simply because you are appointed by the president, so you should do what you want to do, whichever way you can, and you think nothing will come of it. But the guys are ready to, because as they do, nothing come of it. Bwaga sits there, he does nothing. So the guys think that, yes, once we do it, it's okay. Okay, so that's it. That's it. So before we go, let's remind you all, I appreciate all of you people, but let's remind you people of what we've been talking. We're in this thing for a long time. It is not easy. We got some difficult days ahead of us. Just as Martin Luther King would say, we got some difficult days ahead. But we are not discouraged. We are not worried. No, we are enthusiastic. Every day we are upbeat. We are spirited. Because when we are down, then you will feel bad. Then we'll be doing bad to you. Because we're working for you. So you need to help us out too. You need to motivate us as we play our part. You play your part. We appreciate everything that you have done. You continue to do. Equally, we will need you along the way. Yeah, whichever way you can be of help. We're not being specific. It is unto you to decide. But we know our needs. We can only appeal to your good conscience, and you can decide what one rim of sheet, a single sheet, whichever, anything for that matter. We appreciate it. You've been of great help from the very first day to this day. You have been motivating us, which has helped greatly. We appreciate everything that you have done and continue to do. Let's hold together. Let's stick together. We can make it. And those of you who are seditionists, let me say again, don't be afraid of what you are hearing. Don't be afraid of Unity Party. Just as God said, don't be afraid of the devil, but respect him. That's what God said. Don't be afraid of the devil. No, but respect him. And the reason is simple. The devil cannot do what God has not allowed him to do. Unity Party cannot do what is not within their reach to do. So they will come up with all kinds of strategies to make you to feel uncomfortable, to make you feel bad. Don't give up. All hope is still intact. Your hope for a return, you have to keep it alive. They know that it is possible. They know your strength. They know your number. They know your commitment. They know that if elections were held tomorrow, you will be announced winner. They are afraid of you. Unity Party is just like the devil. The devil is an opportunist but weak, strengthless. The devil operates like the rat, hit and run. When the rat can shove here, when you may attempt, it's gone. Don't be afraid. Be strong. This is a warfare, a political warfare. Weak people don't enter warfare. Warfare is not for weak people. It's not for soft skin. It's not for people who can stand up to people and tell them you are wrong or you are right. It's not for weakling. In a political warfare, your enemy will do everything to get you feeling inferior and present themselves as the superior one. And that's how Satan operates. Satan makes you to feel that you are nothing, so you should be afraid of him because he's something or somebody. That's how it is in warfare, and that's what Unity Party is against you. So you have to face up to them. Don't be afraid. Capitalize on all these things that you are seeing happening and what they are saying. Time is gradually edging out. Don't worry yourself. Don't pull that burden on yourself of 2029 far. When you're thinking that 2029 is far, it looks long to you every day that comes. But when you see 2029 as just before you, it prepares you with confidence to get there, and you will get there, because before you can realize it, it's 2028. 2029 is not far. No. You know why Unity Party trying to do what they're doing by their lies? Because they know that they can do anything significant within the time frame they have. They know that. They can change anything significantly in a space of a year or two. They've already completed 2 years. Just technically consider it 2 years. A couple of months from now, we'll be talking 2026. 2026, what there? That 4 years. When the National Elections Commission start preparing for elections, going into. But between 2026, 2027, the National Elections Commission start preparing for elections. All that you see, the way that those are things they want to use to convince you or convince the people why they should vote them a second time or give them second term. They will say, oh, we did not have the time to do this, we need time to do that, and the second term will allow us to do this, to do that. That's the strategy. That yellow machine, even if all the yellow machines came in the country, nothing can be done in 6, 7, 8, 9 months or a year or two. No. Even across, Boaga said he will turn Gabriel Tugger Bridge into 4 lane. Will it be done in a couple of months or 1 year? No. The 4 lanes going all the way to St. Paul Bridge, as he said, can it be done in 3, 4, 5 months or a year? No. Everything will run into 2029. So the strategy is they are holding on to those things that they will use as convincing stuff for 2029. That's why you have to recall. You have to pick up all of these things. Don't get vexed. Don't get emotional. No, don't curse. Even if they're saying things to you, just remain quiet. The best way you can defeat a person is to allow him to make the noise. Why? You pick up his errors, his mistakes, his failures, and you use them against him at the appropriate time. Relax yourself. When they tell you that your leader isn't coming back, it is because they are afraid. You don't expect in a warfare the person will say, you will beat me. Even if the person knows that you have the strength. But the person will not say, you will beat me because you have the strength, so I give up. The person will fight on with everything that he has. So if you defeat him, then he accepts the defeat. But nobody in a warfare, knowing very well that you have the strength, would say, my man, I give up. No. So relax. Only God has the future for everybody. Nobody can tell you that Weah will not come back to power and it won't happen. Come on. If that was a law, then Donald Trump would not be back in the White House. It is not a law. It is not fixed. Only God can decree. And it will either happen or it will never happen. But no man on earth can decree another man's destiny or another institution's destiny. Nobody. People on earth, in this world and in this country, they say, oh, you will not live to see this one. They felt that they were controlling the future, but what happened? They've gone ahead. And the people or the person you say will not, the person stay on earth. Why? Because only God has the future. That God can determine president, that God can determine whatever, that God can determine government, that God can determine future. I told you people yesterday, God is involved in politics. Don't mind that thing that you hear some politics say, oh, God can get involved. Then they use the Samuel, they saw a story. But don't stick to one event in the Bible. Look at every event that happened in the Bible. When you take one event and you run with it, you get confused. You confuse yourself. From Genesis to Revelation, all of the political events, look at it, you see God involved. Today, if you would say, if the argument would be that God doesn't get himself involved in politics, is to say that God does not exist. The Bible tells us that he is involved in everything. Why? If God wasn't involved in everything, then why we call on him for everything? Or we put everything before him? Or we call on him? Because he is involved in everything. God is not exclusively spiritual. When a president has a problem and goes to God, God will not say, "My man, I'm not a politician." Look for the God who is a politician. He will listen to that president. When the radio station come together and say, "We're asking God for the," God will not say, "I ain't journalist." God will move and do it on behalf of the radio station. That's why he said, "Call upon me." He did not say specific people should call. He is the God of creation. He sustains everybody. And he passes through people. If God said George Weah will return to the presidency, you will see it happening. And prophecies, God's revelation has started coming out from men of God and other people who are not men of God, women of God. When it was foretold before Weah became president, and people deny it, they say it was not possible, and Weah became president. Only God can decide the future. And it is in his very book called the Bible. It is there. Ecclesiastics. He said, who knows the future except God? Go there. Go to the introduction of Ecclesiastics. Proverbs 27:1. What did the man say? He said, do not boast of the future, for you do not know what the morrow brings. Only God knows. You can say George Weah will not be president, but you can't live to see and George Weah become president. So you have decided your future? No. So you're the seditions, you relax yourself. You don't get discouraged. Just be hopeful. That's all you need in life. You just need to be hopeful. Trust your party. Trust your party leaders. Believe in them. Do as they instruct you. Don't engage into unnecessary argument with the people on the other side. If you did that, or if that is your habit, well, when you find yourself in a situation that is not right, they will capitalize on it. They will say, oh, sedition, sedition. Already the people after your leader. If they can go after the leader, or they're attempting to go after the leader, which they can do, then imagine yourself where you are in your community, on your campus, at your school, at your workplace, at your business center. You keep quiet. Just capitalize on the government's failure, Unity Party government failure, and their mistakes and every other thing. And believe in yourself and trust your party. It is possible. It is possible. Don't we say, everybody say that, I say with God all things are possible? What's in Genesis, Yeah. He said, is there anything too hard for me? Yes, that's what I was hoping to get. Is it impossible for me to get Weah back to the presidency? Just become confident of your party's leader. Trust the future. Do what you have to do. Don't give into Unity Party strategies and tactics to get you discouraged and weak and think that it is not possible. 6 years, not long. No. I can't sit here to tell you that 6 years long. It looks long, but sure. Relax yourself. It's not long. Today is the 24th. Next week, Tuesday, will be the 1st of July, the 7th month. In a couple of weeks, we're in August. What are we talking about? You hear everybody now? Season, Christmas. 25th can December finish. 2026. Watch it. Watch it, people. The year ends 2027. You'll see real worry. Unity Party cannot do anything significant within this time frame. You can doubt me, but it's up to you. But do your own observation and look at the indicators or the reality on the ground. Do you know that Unity Party is regretting why they wasted so much time, 1 year plus? Do you also know that a government, once that government assumes power, they hit the ground running? Do you know that? When the president say, I, John Josiah, do solemnly swear that I will uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, so help me God, and the Chief Justice told the Bible, and the president kisses the Bible. Right there, what happened? The work starts. Everybody who was saying from the onset, oh, you're getting Omen-Chen, oh, it's too soon, it's too soon. They did not know they were fooling Boakai. And he too buy into that frivolous stuff. He wasn't smart here, his people. Come on. Oh, you're getting Omen-Chen, and the man just take over, and the man is down here. He sat down there. He buy into it. 1 year, you can say 2 years. Technically, I would say 2 years because the year finished. Tell me what the significant thing Boakai did in 2025. Let's assume 2024 was bad off. We agree for discussion's sake. We accept it. So 2024 by 2025 now, what can the government show that Boakai did in that space, these few months with the year going to an end? And what can he do? Nothing. Then what are you worrying yourself for? You should be happy. That's how the people were dealing with you. You didn't know it. You didn't have people to open your eyes to this. But God said this time around, you're coming back. So I will have people to help you out. That's how God works. If you look in the Bible, that's how he works. He brings people along to help. So relax yourself. They talk about yellow machine. I think it's going to take months. By the time we get in 2026, by God's grace, you hear real worry. Already things around Boakai surrounding is not easy. Already. Hey, that one, let me get you a small chichi pole. Around Boakai is not easy. Hey, yeah. Thank God we are moving there. But we are coming back. I said, thank God we are moving there because at least it giving him space, time to assess, to really look at how it was, his cycle and inner cycle. They were condemning Weah inner cycle. They were saying all kinds of things, and truly some things were working in Weah inner cycle. Some people, they were undercover. Some people created tension. All kinds of things were happening within Weah's cabinet. So with Weah out, it doesn't say he's not coming back. But what I see is good for Weah. And that is why I am not moved by those comments that people making, the leaving CDC. They're saying all kinds of things. No. Listen, it would have had a bearing, or it would worry me if was just a year or two to 2029, because at that time Weah would not have had space to do anything. No. You see how God works? You ain't seeing the signs? God working it out for Weah's good. All of the things that are happening, when they're happening, early. People leaving CDC. Look at the time they're leaving. Look at the time they're saying what they're saying. It's early, so you know what it does? It creates a good room, a good space for Weah to sit down now and think that how God can work. When going with you, He will blindfold you. He will close your eyes until at the edge. Then you open it now for you. By then, it's late. You can do nothing. You're crying for time. But when He's with you, He gives you ample time to prepare. He exposes everything to you of your enemy ahead of time. He makes you to know the people who were really with you, loyal to you and your policy, and the people who were just there for what they could get. That's what you see happening. And nobody should get vexed with all of those guys. I like how AB put it last night. Oh, yes. When I heard that, I said, good. That's right. Nobody should get vexed with them. Leave them. It is happening the right time. If it was just a 2 or 1 year to the election, these things are happening, then you say, oh, if we are in a disadvantaged position. But it happened with time still available to get a number of things. So you know what is happening now? God is weeding out. He's weeding out the chaff. That's what He's doing. The signs are clear. Must we ask God to send Angel Gabriel down to explain this? He said no. Why Sam telling you that true? Why Abel tell you that true? Why Israel tell you that true? That's the reality there. Simple. All of these things, let people leave. It will not break CDC down. It will not shake CDC. Why it is true that some people are influential. I mean, everybody is influential. Everybody has their own potential. Everybody brings something by their skill to the institution or the party, but it doesn't say, it doesn't guarantee any institution or individual that people will be with you forever and ever. No. Nobody knows. Jesus, people left Jesus. You think the people that left Jesus, you think it did not affect Jesus? You think it did not hurt? It did. In His humanity. But what happened? He had to move on. Paul. And too many people we see in the Bible. The Bible is our inspiration. That's why God put all of these things there. That you're going to be betrayed. People will leave you. People will act like they're loyal to you. People will go on the other side. Yet today, what happened in the country is tribalized. They are saying that, oh, we're from Lofa County. So those from Lofa County now they're gravitating towards Mr. President. The country is tribalized. So when people talking about other things now, when people start moving on religious line, on whatever the line, nobody should have problem with it. But that would be for another day. But just know that God is working it out for Weah and your good. Relax yourself, hold together, be hopeful and confident. It will work in your favor in the fullness of time 2029. Thank you for being with us on the show today. That's all the time we've got. We're back tomorrow. Philip Nangwe said they have already wasted 2 years on speakership business. Certainly, that's true. They are now realizing that they mess up. They now listen, life is such. Every opportunity you miss with time, it will affect you going forward. Because time doesn't wait for anybody. God is time. He's not waiting for anybody. 6 years, not long. Nobody should live with that illusion. Nobody. Charles Taylor was here. Charles Taylor said Vision 2024. His officials and other people and partisans, they were relaxed. Did they see Vision 2024? CDC and Weah, they were relaxed. 12 years. Did they see the 12 years? These people are in with the same thing. Everybody fighting what they can get. Whether Bwaga will read 2020 now or not, it is not their business. It is what they can get now. So some of the things that are happening within the government, the slow pace of development, the rhetorics all over the place, they are excited because they know that once it's not working as they see it, they will switch. As soon as 2029 comes and things are favoring CDC, you'll see they will start switching. That's why you don't trust anybody called politician in Liberia. You're not long again. So they say a hint of a wise is quite sufficient. You relax yourself. It will happen. So that's it. We're back tomorrow if God permits. The news is on at 6. And then at 8 this evening is Face the Issues with Teacher Light, Anthony at Law, A.B. Weah. You don't want to miss it. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom.